When you watch this video, you want to play Blitz Chess. But let's be honest, you suck. You see Hikaru Nakamura pre-moving mate with just a few seconds on the clock. He analyzes positions in one blink of an eye, while you still try to understand your opponent's move. Hikaru finds every brilliant move and every blunder his opponent does, and you just think, how is this guy so fast? Today, I'll show you the secrets behind Hikaru's insane speed and how you can become better at Blitz Chess yourself. It doesn't matter if you're stuck at 600, battling at 1,600, or meticulously scratching your way to 2,200. You're getting level-specific, actionable, and already proven habits that will convert into rating points immediately. I will summarize endgames at the end of the video because it is hard to split them into different rating ranges. Let's get to it. Universal checklist before you click play. No matter your level, from beginner to advanced, you absolutely must run this 10-second checklist before you click that play button. Mouse battery above 50. This sounds trivial, right? But imagine your mouse dying mid-game. Instant loss, instant rage. A quick check takes 2 seconds and saves you a world of frustration. Pre-move turned on. If you rely on pre-moves, and you should, make sure that setting is active. Accidentally playing without it can throw off your rhythm and cost you precious time. Music off. Unless it's specific focus-enhancing background music you've tested, turn it off. Chat disable. The chat box is a black hole for focus and a breeding ground for tilt. Don't engage, don't even see it. Your opponent's trash talk or even friendly banter is a distraction you can't afford. Before we dive into the nitty-gritty, let's quickly set the stage. What is Blitz Chess really? It's not just regular chess played faster. It's a completely different beast. A sprint where every second, every decision carries immense weight. Typically, you're looking at time controls of 5 minutes or less for the entire game, often with a small increment per move. This means you're playing under constant pressure, and your ability to make quick, sound decisions is paramount. The clock isn't just a timer. It's an opponent, a weapon, and sometimes your biggest downfall. Ready? Beginner. Okay, beginners, listen up. This is where most people get it wrong. Blitz doesn't start at move 1, it starts at 0 seconds. What? The moment that clock begins ticking, you're in the fight. Your absolute primary job is to reach move 10 with at least 4 minutes left on your clock, and crucially, with no hanging material. No loose pieces, no undefended pawns just begging to be snatched. This isn't about brilliant tactics. It's about pure survival, about laying a solid foundation under pressure. How do you do it? Simple. Pre-move only recaptures of pieces and nothing else, because your opponent may just hang a piece and you played a standard developing move. If a move takes you longer than 8 seconds to decide, it's probably the wrong move, or at least the wrong move for a blitz game right now. You need speed, not perfect calculation. You also don't want to waste your time on the first few moves. For white, stick to one opening that is easy to remember. Coincidentally, I have a video about one. For black, learn one opening against e4 and one against d4. If your opponent doesn't play one of these two moves, do not overthink. Just play a move that doesn't hang a pawn. Once you've made your first few moves, you need to check for only 2 things. When it's your turn, give the position 2 quick scans. First, check your king's safety. Is it still secure? Are there any immediate threats? Second, scan for unprotected pawns or pieces, yours and your opponent's. That's it. No third check. Seriously, resist the urge. That third check is where you start to overthink, where paralysis by analysis sets in, and where seconds bleed away unnecessarily. Trust your gut for the basic stuff, but in order to do this, you should learn some basic tactics, like skewers, forks, pins, and back rank checkmate. For endgames, you should learn 3 basic checkmate patterns. Checkmating with 1 rook, with one queen, and with two rooks or queens. You should practice the stuff I talked about either with the chess.com puzzle rush or the Lichess exercises. Follow these habits, pre-move only recaptures, stick to one opening and check for king safety and hanging material, and you'll stop donating full points to those 700 rated opponents who, let's be honest, often do nothing but push pawns and pray. You'll start building a solid base, conserving time, and setting yourself up for success. Intermediate? Alright, you've survived the beginner gauntlet. Now, as you hover around 1000 to 1800 elo, everyone knows the fry liver tricks. The basic tactical motifs are ingrained. So, where do you find your edge? It comes from clock pressure, not just cheap tactics. You need to turn time into your most potent weapon. Start each session with a dedicated 5-minute Blitz Vision warm-up. Head over to Lichess Puzzle Storm and force yourself to solve at least 10 puzzles in under 20 seconds each. Don't try to calculate like Magnus Carlsen here. You're not aiming for perfection. You're training your pattern recognition chip, sharpening your ability to spot common tactical themes instantly. This isn't about deep analysis. It's about recognizing the type of position and the type of solution quickly. It's like a boxer warming up with shadow boxing, getting those quick movements and reactions primed. Next, you need to build a lean, mean opening repertoire you can play on autopilot. Top Blitz players often stick to a few openings they know inside and out, allowing them to play the first 10 to 15 moves instantly and save time for the middle game. You are now in the intermediate elo range, so I assume you found some openings you favor, but in case you don't, here are some suggestions. You should really try out some more solid, system-based openings where your opponent just bites off more than he can chew until he makes a blunder and you turn the table around. For example, the London system, the King's Indian defense against d4 and the French defense against e4. The key here is to memorize around 5 to 10 moves deep in each line. This concise repertoire saves you precious seconds, avoids theoretical rabbit holes, and ensures you always reach a playable, comfortable middle game. This consistency is gold in Blitz. In the middle game, we expand what we learned in the beginner section and use the CCA method. This stands for checks, captures, attacks.
You have to go through a checklist. Checks, captures, attacks. Is there any way to attack the opponent's king? No. Is there any way to capture something? Yes and yes. Are they good moves? No. Can I attack anything in the position? Yes. I can attack the queen because it's the most powerful piece. Bishop to a6. Is it a bad move? Does it improve my position and attack the piece at the same time? Yes. You should play the move.
So first, what checks do you have? If none of them make sense, go to the next point. Analyze what you can capture, but do not misunderstand this. Only because you can capture something in a seemingly fair trade doesn't mean you have to do it. When you are up material or see a tactic, sure, trade as much as you need, but when you are just helping your opponent developing or opening attacking lines, why would you trade? This simple habit can make the difference between a beginner and an intermediate player. In case all checks and captures don't make sense, attack something. Put pressure on your opponent because attack is the best defense. Here's a last sneaky hack. When you hit about 2 minutes left on your clock and your opponent still has 3 or more activate fake panic mode, what does that mean? Humans are incredibly susceptible to mirroring emotion. They'll see your rapid moves, assume you're blundering under pressure, and often burn 2 minutes trying to punish your perceived blunder or play to fast themselves, only to blunder themselves in their haste. It's a psychological weapon, but also like Russian roulette. Who will blunder first? They'll get sucked into a false sense of security, overthink, and fall behind on the clock. Remember, in Blitz, psychology often beats pure theory. Use it to your advantage. Advance? Alright, at this level, every single second is currency, and you must spend it only where the evaluation swings by more than half a pawn. This isn't about conserving time. It's about investing time wisely. Now, let's talk about calculation. You can't calculate everything, so you need a critical moment filter, a technique perfected by top Blitz players. Ask yourself, if I had 60 minutes on my clock, would I analyze this position for 10 minutes? If the answer is a resounding yes, then burn 25 seconds. Invest that time. Dig deep. This is where the game is decided. But if the answer is no, if it's just a standard maneuvering position or a common tactical theme, trust your gut and move in 5 seconds or less. Players like Hikaru Nakamura rely on this well-honed intuition to navigate simpler moments, saving their clock for when it truly matters. You'll be absolutely shocked how many seemingly complicated positions are actually one move obvious once you silence the fear of missing something. This selective calculation is key to efficient time management at the highest levels. Finally, and this is crucial for long-term improvement and avoiding burnout, schedule Blitz detox days. On these days, play zero fast chess. Instead, solve 2 classical endgames, taking your sweet time and then annotate one of your Blitz losses as if it were a correspondence game. What were you thinking? What did you miss? Why did you rush? This keeps your intuition sharp, prevents the slow erosion of accurate calculation that pure Blitz can sometimes cause, and helps you learn from your mistakes without the pressure of the clock. Do this once a week, and your rating graph will stop the dreaded plateau. It's about balancing speed with precision, sharpening both aspects of your game. Basic chess, endgame, principles. Let's dive into some general endgame advice in Blitz Chess. In Blitz, you don't have time for deep calculation, so think in plans, not endless lines. Push your passed pawn, control open files, fast, simple, logical. But there are also some tricks to save time. Use the rule of the square. Imagine the square with your pawn as one corner, the promotion square as the other corner. If your opponent's king cannot enter the square around your pawn, the pawn will promote. Also, if you have a rook left, you can use it as a separating line between your opponent's king and your pawn, and the your are able to remove your pawn promotion. If you're ahead, trade pieces, not pawns. Keep your extra pawn and head straight for a winning king and pawn endgame. If you're behind, avoid trades and look for tactical tricks or perpetual checks. Get your king active right away. In endgames, the king becomes a fighter, not a target. Don't waste time calculating, just improve your piece activity fast. Blitz endgames are about speed and structure. Trust your instincts, stay active, and remember, one clean plan is better than 5 half-calculated ones. Play fast, play smart. Wrap up. Look, most players think Blitz is just chess, but faster. They couldn't be more wrong. It's a separate sport entirely, with its own unique rules of energy, emotion, and time management. You've got to master the beginner survival kit, learn to weaponize the clock as an intermediate, and then, as an advanced player, surf that high-speed edge without ever falling off. And through it all, you simply cannot forget that universal checklist before you even click play. Do all of that. Commit to these habits. And the next time your opponent's flag falls while you're promoting that final pawn, you won't be wondering how you won. You'll know exactly how you got there.